Holy schmoly guacamole. Hi. It's weird, right? I'm not a player. I'm the facilitator. I think I said that word right. I can English. But welcome to For the Calls, y'all. We are getting this a rolling. Welcome. Welcome to For the Calls, where we use the game style for the Queen to tell different stories for different causes. My name is TookIGuess or Tookie Wookie or Took of the Oz, if you would like to go with that. And here are my incredible players for today. I blanked for today's session of For the Wizard of Oz. My brain had a lapse. It happens. With that being said, though, if my lovely, super cool, super awesome players could please introduce themselves, and as I pull up the list because my thing refreshed, I don't have it no more. Exodus, if you could please introduce yourself first.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG / D&D verse here on the interwebs, and I'll be playing as Exodus.
Oh snap! And next is Ivor.
Not Igor. Ivor. Hello, everyone. I am Flame Cerberus. Did I get a break from TikTok? We'll be back eventually, but here to play Ivor, not Igor. Get it right.
The eye twitch was crazy. Madam Yonlu. Ooh. Mim.
Hello, everybody. I am Kelsey, or at Farm Grown Nerd, whatever you know me as, and tonight I am playing Mim.
Oh, Sona.
Hello, I am Kirin Wargslayer on all platforms and social media. I will be playing Sona Sunshine.
And last but never least, Stannick Orton.
Hello there, I am Brann. I go by Oops All Brands, or World Tree Quest is where you'll probably see me more often. And today I will be playing Stannick Orton.
Ooh. For this volume, we are supporting the amazing cause of the Feeding America. Natalie, could you please explain that more in detail?
Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across the internet. I'll be playing Madame Yonlu tonight, and I wanted to give a little bit of a blurb about Feeding America. Feeding America facilitates a lot of different charities all across the United States, helping those in need of another meal. There are about 1 in 8 Americans who just don't know when their next meal is going to be. And so this particular cause helps those families and all of those children who are going without food over the holidays. So we are going to be raising money for Feeding America. If you go ahead to the pinned link, there is going to be a direct link over to where you can redeem stuff, you can affect the game, but all of the money will go directly over to Feeding America.
All donations will go directly to this cause, with our goal being $250 by the end of the session. However, the donations don't have to end there. With every dollar, we know we are sparking change in the community. You'll see our Tiltified link pinned, or just enter !calls in the chat. Every dollar is much appreciated, and we also have some rewards for certain values, including TTRPGs, custom homebrew items, and more. Brann, I hear you have some rewards. What are they?
I do indeed. Hi to cite my reasons for this. I've been homebrewing pretty much my entire world and all the things within it for the past 5 years. So if you have ideas, if you have things that you'd love help getting out there in a more balanced manner, I can help you do that. Depending on your donation and how much you choose to donate, I will sit with you one-to-one and homebrew items, spells, feats, subclasses, and if you would like to take upon you to donate a certain higher amount, I will even sit with you and discuss a full session, a one-shot, if you will, for you and 4 of your friends. Not only that, if you donate the highest amount for my particular services, I'll write a whole session with you, I'll DM the session for you and your 4 friends, and I will take you and your 4 friends' characters and I will make them permanent fixtures within my homebrewed, built world of Atuma at any of its time frames that you wish them to exist in. And that way you'll be able to come, you'll be able to watch, and you'll be able to see how they have physically influenced the world in a permanent manner. I will immortalize them.
Ooh, I want to do that. That sounds cool as shit. With that being said, we do have some other rewards for certain donation amounts that can affect the game, like influence the public opinion, character questions, cause conditions, even create encounters that I will thoroughly describe to the best of my ability. This should keep our players and myself on our, a little twinkling toes down the yellow brick road bars. If you're unfamiliar with how For the Queen is played, this is how it's played. Okay, For the Queen it got real quiet. I was worried. I was like, oh no, technical difficulties again.
Do I say with your enthralling, rapturous voice?
Everybody got quiet. Holy schmoly. If you're unfamiliar with how For the Queen is played, For the Queen is a question-based storytelling and world-building game where my players will take turns answering questions about their devotion to the wonderful Wizard of Oz. While taking turns, other players can add input to a character's answers by putting their finger under their nose as they mustache a question. However, the player does not have to include the given information at all. As a safety tool, if you encounter a question or an answer that you don't want to be included in the game, please make a big X with thine arms. That content is removed from the game. You can also choose a draw a new question or give a compelling argument why this question should go to someone else. Continue answering question cards until the queen is under attack. Do you defend her? Card is drawn. Each player will answer the question in turn. Then the game is over. With that being said, and with that being understood, the camera pans through a beautiful multicolored sky. Clouds in the distance, rumbling, lightning. You've seen what everyone who lives here see. The beautiful and ever lengthy and long yellow brick road. You see a very large carriage on said yellow brick road making its way through. You see the nice, very strong, beautifully green horse with a beautiful black mane of hair being driven by this old, decrepit knight of the Wizard of Oz, as he is making his way. You will hear this voice go, "We're almost there." As you see this individual kind of very blank-faced mask on, a green hoodie on, repping all of the things that represent that they are directly under the authority of the Wizard of Oz, as they are sitting in this carriage with all of you. And that will bring us to our very first question for Exodus. Ooh. When was the last time you had the Queen's undivided attention? Do you hope to have it again?
And by queen in this case, we're referring to the wizard, correct?
The Wizard of Oz.
Cool. Should we also describe our characters as well, like as we're going
Yes.
through this?
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is where the fun part begins because my brain's been tossing this idea around for a while. Do I go wolf or do I go otter? My brain keeps saying otter because in the land of Oz, we know that animals do exist. Let's go otter. Let's go otter. And I think what you see is, standard traditional like coloring of an otter, but they have this cape around their neck. It's like a flowing cape, almost like very superhero-esque. They walk with a cane. They're not old. It's just, for swagger purposes. Makes them feel a little bit cooler. Makes them feel a little bit more dabber-like. The last time the otter had our otter had the attention of the wizard, it was for a invention. Tell me, what kind of vehicles exist in this world? Is it mainly mobile? Do we have floating? Do we have flight yet? What are we working with?
So recently, the wizard has discovered that hot air balloons is the new thing. that is how we're going to be moving through the sky. It hasn't really been perfected yet. They only have 2 working ones, but soon it will happen. For the most part, by carriage, by foot, if unfortunately by flying monkey.
And I think that's where Exodus has been vouching for with the wizard, how to perfect this flying aircraft, this flying balloon. What if we put the fire in the back? What if we had wings that jutted out? What if we had like propellers moving? What if, and magic does exist in Oz, all intents and purposes. What if we coalesce magic into this crystal, right? Like you see this crystal and they presented them with this jagged looking crystal with this magic that is unwieldy, unwieldy, all intents and purposes. It should not be contained in this form. Why is it though? What if we can harness this thing for the greatest purpose in the world? There's so much more that we can do with this. As they present this to the wizard,
you will see the figure goes, and then look at Ivor. And the next question that will be asked: how does the Wizard of Oz remind you of his status while on the journey?
With every waking moment of his every existence. Before you see mid-30s chap. You'd think, given his appearance, his quite fine features, relatively nice clothes, that he would come from a position of power, of influence, and all that. But the more you take a look at him, this guy has not slept in about 5 weeks. This guy has been working and toiling non-stop. Any gust that goes underneath his clothes, you see underneath it, it is filthy. There are ash and soot marks all over the place. He's trying his best to hide it, but he doesn't really care. As for how the wizard reminds him of his status, by always saying that the wizard is right, that the wizard knows the best way of everyone for everything. Do you want to know why the hot air balloons aren't really working as well as we would have thought they did? He tried to put cold air into them and thought that would work out brilliantly. Such a simple change. It's all I wanted. It's all I asked. And yet, the wizard is always right. So what else can I do?
Exodus, you have a question?
Where is is Ivor, right?
Not Igor. Ivor.
Ivor, where are you at this moment as you're having this monologue about how the wizard is always right? This begrudging, not you not feeling it. We know this. Where you at?
If the wizard is in the middle or to one side of the carriage, I'm on the opposite side. I want to be there. The wizard wants me to be closer. I'm trying to push myself to the side.
For a point of clarification, the wizard is not here yet.
Cool.
I'm to the side.
That's
Okay.
even better. So the wizard is not in this scene at all? That's even better.
No, but he does have his right hand in the cart with all of you who is asking these questions.
There's a piece of paper that gets handed to Ivor by Exodus.
Oh.
On this piece of paper that only Exodus and Ivor see, it simply says, we could be anything. We could be gods. Why do we need one man to tell us who and what we can be or what we should do?
I read the note that Exodus has given me. I look back up at him and go...
And he's just giving you a cheery smile as if nothing is going on.
I don't say anything, but for this person who looks like they haven't had a sleep in 5 weeks, you begin to see the beginnings of a smirk and just gently bows his head.
Okay. Stannick, Orton, you have a question.
I do. I would like to ask if, potentially, could it be, maybe, just slightly, that the reason that the wizard is making, as you declare, obvious mistakes is because things are moving too quickly and he wishes to keep the people of Oz and the Emerald City excited and motivated in their opportunities and their academics and their research?
You see, that could be the case. But what do the people know? What truth do the people out there actually understand? What good is the hopes and dreams of the people, of the populace, if all they are being fed is lies?
But how do we know that it's lies?
What was the last truth that you believed come out of that man's mouth?
That eventually we will move forward with technology, and we have.
Technology that he did not create. Technology that I saw be created.
The mysterious figure in the cart looks at you when you're saying this, and you will just see it go, oh, Madam Yonlu. And the question for you, what did you bring with you that endangers the Wizard of Oz?
Oh, that is such a query you are asking. And in before you see a stork. You see this stork with beautiful green feathers upon the head. And you see the wings just perched right beautifully up to the side. She sports a nice scarf of silk, obviously the emerald green, and a pair of small glasses perched upon her beak. Now you do ask what I do, what I bring to endanger the wizard. I think it is not necessarily a bad thing to know a little. I know the wizard quite well. I've known him ever since he arrived here in Oz, and he has been but a wonderful spectacle. I have helped him through the Emerald City, and I am just here to make sure that he gets to where he needs to safely.
Right. You watch as the figure turns to Mim. And your question is you arranged. Oh man. I just got something caught in my throat. You arranged for the Wizard of Oz to be ambushed on his journey. What did they offer you?
Oh no.
Well, the see what happened was, and what's standing in front of you is this very modest statured individual with this bright purple coiffed French braid that goes from the top of her head all the way down her back, almost dragging on the floor. She stands about 3'9", maybe. She's got these bright, cheery cheeks, these pretty crystal blue eyes, and just the sweetest little smile. Kind of has like bits of hay sticking out of her clothes. So, I was arranged to have the ambush done because apparently when you work with horses, people think that you're easily bought, but that's not the way the old man runs. No, that's not the way we work around here. They tried to offer me gold, they tried to offer me sweets, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit tempted by the sweets because I like me some sweets, but I said no, I was strong, and I said no.
Exodus, you had your mustache up first.
I'm gonna let Natalie go first because I already went. I'm gonna let them go first, then we can circle back to me.
All right, Natalie, you go first.
So you did arrange for the wizard to get ambushed, but you said no. So you say there will be no ambush?
I mean, not to my knowledge, I wasn't living in the sugar.
But why would these threatening people? Why would they want to ambush the wizard in the first place?
I don't know, I didn't ask, I took my nose clean. Figuratively speaking.
She's going to offer you a handkerchief that she just pulls out of her satchel that she has on her side.
Mim accepts it and very loud, like trumpet style. Thank you. And tries to hand it back.
You can keep that, dear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Exodus.
If I may, can I have a flashback with you? Before
Sounds
this
good.
before this journey, before this trip, I feel like Exodus and dear Lord, I'm having to remember a whole lot of names all at once. Mim. I feel like Exodus and Mim had that private conversation of assassinations. Would they actually kill the wizard? Would they send a hit squad on them? No. Too soon, too easy, too quick. I feel like it was Exodus who had that crazy idea, and it was Mim to say, like, hold on. How would you say that conversation went?
Oh, it's just, I mean, I do see your point because I understand that the wizard can be a very frustrating individual from time to time, but so here's the thing. I got my whole start. Because, I mean, look at me. I am short as hell. Don't nobody give me no chances ever for nothing.
You
I'm
see
taking
Exodus just
chance.
blink at you as you say short as you're looking at an otter.
Yeah, I know. So, I mean, well, okay, so most people are taller than me, so that's not. I apologize, but I don't. How often do people like this really get a chance? I mean, I was given a chance of being the stable master up for the wizard. I
But
love
don't you
working
want
with
to
horses.
be more than a stable master?
Well, I mean, more than what?
You can do so much more. You can be more than a stable master. You can have horses that never tire. You can have horses that can fly. You can have horses that teleport across the realm. And yet we're told to stay as we are, to follow his lead. Exactly.
And we will cut from there as we're back in the God damn it, Kelsey, fuck. As we're back in the carriage, Stannick, you had a question. You're muted.
My question was answered.
Oh, productive.
We keep rolling, as it were.
You watch as the figure looks at Mim, and I don't think they were expecting that voice at all. As you watch as you can just feel the blinking under the blank faceless mask. Sona, question for you. And your question. The queen thinks more highly of you than you do of yourself. How do you know this? The Wizard of Oz thinks more highly of you than you do yourself. How do you know this?
So, Sona, who is wearing all gold and has sunflowers in her hair, long braids all the way down, this really nice, pretty pearlescent gold dress, sits there and kind of shuffles. The Great Oz has really looked and treated me very well. I believe he does believe in me quite a bit more than I believe myself, but I'm getting better. I'm doing a lot better. But I can't wait to serve him and do everything I can because he really does believe in me, so I don't want to let him down.
My heart. Sweet bean, you watch as you see a little tiny tear from the mask just kind of appear as they go. Stannick Orton, question for you.
Oh.
The Wizard of Oz ordered you to do something you knew you would regret. How have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
Oh, well, that's quite the loaded question, isn't it? And the voice comes from a very, very, for lack of a better way of putting it, stereotypically nerdy-looking guy. Long black hair to his hips, poker straight, high starched collar, tie, big round glasses, very nervously looking over a bunch of notebooks and papers with a little briefcase next to him, who looks like the most nervous person in the world to be here. And he says, well, there was a time a while ago where when the wizard was conducting his experimentations into automotive and locomotive contraptions, where I contributed some findings, and I knew they could be utilized in other ways, and well, they were. As I thought, I conducted a new prototype? Yes, prototype of steam-powered, automated protection, and this was used in a place where people weren't entirely fond of our wizard, and, well, it went rather disastrously. Steam builds up quite a high amount of pressure, you know, and I did think that could be an issue, but I chose not to voice it, and before you know it, well, there was steam everywhere, burns all over, all over, yes. It went quite badly. That's why I'm here. I don't think the wizard wants me to cause any more trouble.
Question, Exodus.
Lord, I'm trying to keep up with everybody's names. I apologize. Orton, I feel as though when this first happened, this incident happened, would you say that you and Exodus had a conversation at some point, both being inventors?
I imagine that they probably would have, yes.
I feel as though Exodus would have looked at you, Orton, and said, now, why are you afraid to tell the wizard about your findings? About your immaculate ideas? What's there to be scared of?
Well, I'm I'm not the greatest at admitting failure. I don't like the idea of failing, and admitting failing is quite a weakness of mine. So
is it admitting failing for you or the wizard? Are you afraid of telling the wizard that they had a failing? It's okay. Everyone fails. We're all mortal after all.
You are we're not all mortal, because the Wizard of Oz, the great and powerful Oz, is immortal, as he says.
And why does he get to be the only one that's immortal?
Because he is the great and powerful Oz.
And that is the only reason, nothing more. Why can't we be something more as well and give more and create more?
Because we are not the great and powerful Oz?
That's what he would like to tell you. That's what he would like to say. But what do you feel inside of yourself? What more do you want for yourself? I'm going to cut the scene because I know that Natalie has something.
I'll say the figure just kind of like is staring and it just turns to Madame Yonlu like,
oh, no, this is a flashback. This ain't happening here.
It's a full flashback? Oh, shit. Holy hell. Okay, well, with that being said, Madame Yonlu, you have a question?
It is more of a scenic telling. When Stannick is answering this question, you notice that Madame Yonlu is just staring at him out of the corner of her eye and is particularly like rubbing a sore on her arm where she has some singed feathers.
Oh no.
Holy heck. Okay.
Exodus just looks at Orton just like, and they give a knowing look as if saying, you could have prevented this.
Ooh.
Becomes very busy in his notebooks, scrawling over everything that he has been researching recently. Double, triple, quadruple checking every number.
I just imagine that cat from that one movie that went, ooh. What's that?
This is how I get my villain era. This is how the villain era begins.
Oh no, that sounds cool though. With that being said, the camera pans back out from the carriage as the old man is suddenly he perks up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. All right. Oh, good. And then you all will feel the carriage starts to move as some of you kind of rock a little bit from the speed. You watch as the figure, she goes, well, it seemed that we have to move a little bit faster. Ignore the horses that you may hear. And then as soon as they say that, you all hear horses catching up with the carriage. Some of you who can look out of the window, some with particularly long necks and some with very short necks, can look out of the window and you will see all of the wizard's soldiers, all of his knights, making their way to the castle where you all have been summoned. The figure goes, ignore that for now. More questions, yay! And they will look to Exodus and will ask, what makes you want to abandon? Holy man, these questions are on point. What makes you want to abandon the retinue, and who besides the Wizard of Oz makes you stay?
So first things first, I'm not afraid to say this. I need to look up what retinue even means.
Bro, me too. I was just Googling that.
Supervisors, assistants of a company, and an important person. There we go. Cool. Like, this is just also me telling you as a player, if you don't know a word, we have the technology. Please utilize it. Please look it up.
Google is
Absolutely.
And to look at it again, who wants to make you abandon a retinue, and who besides the queen makes you stay? That's a very, very funny question. Yes. The funny thing is, it's the wizard who makes me want to leave, but it's also the wizard who makes me want to stay. What do I mean by this for Exodus in this case? Thoughts, curation. You need someone to bounce off with, right? Right. The only way things can be formed and created and crafted is if you have someone to bounce ideas off with, someone to critique you, someone to tell you, what about this? What about that? And this is all things that are running through Exodus' mind. He's not saying this out loud. He's just thinking about all the imperfections that the wizard has caused, all the ideas and plans that were never put through because they never had the gusto, the forthright knowledge to do it. But they're the man with the plan, right? The big voice behind in the sky, the big voice in the castle that tells people what to do and how to do it. I don't want to be around them simply for the fact that they don't have any moxie about them on what we could do. But I don't say that out loud. Exodus doesn't say that aloud. They simply say, oh no, I enjoy everyone around me, as they place both of their hands on their cane. Everyone's such a joy to be around. Everyone's such a joy to travel with, even during these, looks out the window, peculiar times. And I can't wait to see what else the wizard has in store for us.
Okay. With that, we've got $100 from Swoofy.
Ooh.
For a mysterious stranger appears. As you say this, Exodus, you all will hear a larger horse, a more intense stomping. Like right behind where Exodus is sitting, the window, you see this tall, muscular, very bearded, perpetually angry looking man. He is wearing very destroyed and injured looking armor of the Wizard of Oz. And you will see this symbol of the Wizard of Oz completely cut up and scratched out. As they come up to the door, rips it off the hinges. The mysterious figure that is with all of you, the right hand to the Wizard of Oz, looks and goes, well, you could have just knocked.
That is mahogany!
You will watch this figure very expertly jump off of the moving horse in the door as they make their way in and sits next to the mysterious figure. And we'll go, oi, keep asking your stupid questions. Go! And kind of nudge, sir, and you all will see the mask kind of shift a little bit, and you'll see green under the mask just a tiny bit. Madam Yonlu.
I'm very sorry. I do not mean to be rude. We are on an expedition, and were you invited late?
You watch as the man will look and go, you must be Madam Yonlu.
That is me.
I
And
am
who
the
are
head
you?
guard captain. You mind your manners.
I apologize. I do not mean to offend in whatsoever. I just like to know the people that I keep close by.
answer the questions. Don't worry about me. And you will watch as he pulls the door and kind of pops it back in place, but that door is broken.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think that's going to buff out.
With that, if I can just go around, we already got Madame Yonlu's what's the word I'm looking for? Reaction.
Approach
to this
reaction,
man. Yeah. Starting with Exodus, what is his reaction to this? And try to make it short but descriptive if you can.
Cool. You said this person had like the wizard symbol, but it was carved out.
It looked like a monkey or maybe a sword just carved it out, and there's like a little bit of a wound there, but it doesn't seem to be bothering him whatsoever.
Exodus isn't really fazed by this. If anything, they're smiling as they kind of thumped their cane on the ground and just said, well then, an interesting party has joined us. What story or what more would you want to tell us?
I'll get to it. Ivor, not equal. What is your reaction?
Ivor's reaction when the door gets ripped off, surprise at first, but then just quickly fades into another one, and just leans back with his head in his hand and just nods his head, barely acknowledges the presence existence until they attempt to put the door back into the slot, and watch as it's not really in there. It's holding on for dear life, but with next to nothing. He looks at that. Another job for the list. Oh, will they stop already?
With that, Mim, what is Mim's reaction to that?
First, whenever the figure bursts through the door, exactly as I said, that is my happening. What's your best over for? Like as he's talking to everybody around, so listen to us. Like I told story. She's
just perpetually talking.
Yes. So she's kind of like sitting in her seat, just going, move it, you can find your own spot. Don't just sit on
the Sona, what is your reaction?
Sona would have jumped back at first, and now she's looking at the unhinged door, and she's like, it's okay, it happens all the time. My uncle, Oho the Unlucky, he's not unlucky anymore, but he does this a lot too, so we'll fix it. It's okay that you did that. It happens all the time in my family, really, but not me. I'm not as bad as him. I promise, we're doing better.
Stannick Orton, what is your reaction?
Already has tools out and is like, unscrewing hinges and replacing hinges because things can't be broken around him. They can't be. They're not allowed to be. They need to be. So he's already like, no, don't worry. I've got it. It's all fine. Everything's good. Everything's okay. Everything's in one piece. Meanwhile, all that's on his face is just panic. Just abject panic.
Well, you all will see Stannick is expertly but very rushingly trying to put the door back together. The next question is for Ivor. You will watch as the masked individual once again goes, continuing on. Ivor, when did you know you were in love with the Wizard of Oz?
Speaking about the interesting questions here.
Sometimes they sneak up on you. Sometimes they come at you.
I'm going to focus in on one particular word in this, which was were. Not anymore.
Oh, drama. Sorry.
Because initially, this was nothing more than an apprenticeship. Nothing more than to go inside to the magical workshop to see where everything happened, to watch where magic was created. But of course, the longer you stay in the wizard's presence, the more he makes himself known. The more he reveals himself, the more propaganda he whispers into your ear. The more his carefully crafted words begin to slither and snake themselves into your brain until you have no choice but to fall onto every sentence that comes out of that man's mouth. And you have no choice but to love him, but to praise him, but to idol him, but to adore him, but to worship him, to make these machines and this magic and this glory for him. Until the curtain gets pulled back and the set gets taken down, the costume gets thrown away, the mask torn off, and the truth is revealed. I'm not ashamed to say that the love was there. That the love was genuine. That if he had said that a machine was breaking down, a machine that I had painstakingly and lovingly crafted in his name, and that it was melting down, about to explode, and that someone had to go in there and shut it down, but I would have done it. But no, not anymore. He does not deserve that kind of adoration. Not anymore.
Ooh, Mim, you have a question.
Does you need a hug?
Forgive me if I ask this, little one, but it is not often that I get a question like this. What is a hug?
And she immediately like glomps onto your leg. Not this, it's not this, just squeeze.
You see Ivor freeze up in utter confusion. What he doing?
It's called affection. Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Exodus.
With that one word, affection. Keep it in. She's not him.
Exodus, what is your question?
Ivor, is this the first time you've had this kind of monologue before?
First time I've had it to people who I thought would listen.
If I may change that a little bit, if you do not mind.
Go for it.
Exodus is a very nosy person, a very busybody kind of person. It's very easy to see that. Again, another initial flashback before this journey happened. I feel as though maybe, just maybe, and you're allowed to say, no, that didn't happen. Exodus saw this initial breakdown, this initial, like, you admired this person. This was your soulmate. And Exodus would have raised you a simple question as they listened to you go through this. And the simple question was, wouldn't you want to be admired? Wouldn't you want to be in their position to be admired? To have people fall on your words? Or would you do something more, something better than your once upon lover?
I would want to be admired for the truth. That's what kills me. That everything he said was lies. I bowed to him when I thought that that's what I was being given back. That honesty and gentle truth was being fed back to me. That's why I fell.
Break your chains. Stand up. Take my hand. Let's go build an honest world with others.
I will need to keep my position here, as it is for the moment. But consider the invitation open and very, very heavily considered. And I'm very tempted to accept.
Exodus just extends their hand, their little teeny tiny otter hand towards you, which is, they for the audience
about the size of a finger.
Not the poor sinner's hand. The little idiot.
I was actually thinking of Dr.
Facilitator.
For it. Yeah. But I extend a finger down to fit. But in this state of brokenness, they offer a finger down because that's what I'm assuming will fit in the artist's hand to accept.
As we flash back forward, as you're going through this monologue once more, you just see Exodus smile at you. Oh, sorry.
With that Stannick.
No, I wasn't aware that was a flashback. I thought that was happening right now. My question is no longer making sense.
Okay. So, with that being said, though, before we move on to Madame Yonlu's turn, we're gonna take ourselves a little break, a little get up and take a walk away from the carriage and do our business on the other side of the yellow brick road. And we will be coming back in. Natalie, when will we be coming back?
We will be back in about 5 minutes, friends.
All right, see you soon.
That's this many.
Two, one.
Oh, sugar now, y'all. We are back from our little break from the other side of the yellow brick road. And with that being said, we are halfway to our goal, baby. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you all for donating, and thank you all for staying here and watching and being super cool. Before we get back into it, though, Natalie, could you please go over the whole thing for Feeding America once again, please?
Absolutely. So yes, Feeding America is a nationwide cause helping American families distributing meals, especially during this holiday season. We want to make sure that everyone gets fed. There's about, I think, 14 million Americans, including 47 million Americans, including 13 million children that are going without food today. So please help us in our endeavor to feed those individuals. Plus, just to kind of give you a mindset of what your money is going to, for every dollar donated, we can provide about 10 healthy meals to people. So with the money that we've raised so far, we're giving out over 1,000 meals, which is incredible. Thank you all so much for your current donations. And we can get up to the 250, no problem. Don't forget that we do have some of those rewards that you can redeem, as well as if you just donate $5, you as the audience can provide the public opinion, which currently is up towards the wizard being a good guy. Just saying, if that wants to change.
There's a reason he's called the Wonderful Wizard of Oz.
As the fourth wall has been broken.
And we are off to
with that, we get back into it where we left off. Ivor shares a look with Exodus from a past conversation and understanding, as the figure is heartbroken a bit from that. You watch as the captain of the guard is keeping a very solid face, but you do see one gangster tear from the side of his face. But he is still sitting there, stale-faced and angry. And Madam Yonlu, question for you next. The question is, serving the Wizard of Oz is your duty. What do you do for him that is also your pleasure?
So you see, I have been with the wizard for quite a long time since he again came to us in his big balloon, and it was quite a shock. But we found kinship and understanding, and I am forever grateful that he has me in his close retinue. However, he reminds me of my young chicks. They have since flown out of the nest, and he's still searching for questions, and I have the answers. So it is also my pleasure to give them those.
Okay. Do we have a question? I don't know why. No question. Okay. I saw hands towards faces and I was like, mustache where? With that, Mim, the figure turns to you. Your next question is, when was the last time the Wizard of Oz gave you a compliment? And why have his words stay with you?
Well, the last time the wizard gave me a compliment, I was brushing one of his favorite horses. That pretty black hair. I messed up that day. I did that job. So he commented that I was really good with the horses, and it was really sweet, and I really liked the compliment. I liked hearing it, and it just made me feel so good.
Okay. Not Exodus. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to saying your name. He's like, who are you talking to? Ivor. Question.
Okay. This is very much first to set the scene. Are you still attached to Ivor's leg? As you say this.
Oh yes, you get all the squeezes.
Okay. He's not gonna say anything, but Ivor's level of uncomfortability is visibly growing.
Okay. Stannick.
I don't have a question. I just want to make an observation. It's like the scene from Finding Nemo where Squirt's talking. I'm only getting like every third word, and it's like, you're really cute, and I know you're trying to tell me something, but I just don't know what it is. It's so
I
fantastic,
love that.
and I don't even want to know what was said. I just need to make it clear that it's the cutest thing ever, and I want it to keep happening.
Okay. Sona, the mysterious figure, turns to you. Sona, your next question. The Wizard of Oz is responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who? What happened?
Well, it wasn't their fault, sometimes things happen. So my uncle Oho, the unlucky, right? We really are trying to do better, and he's just so accident prone. I don't know that the wizard really meant to do it. It just happened. You see, so sometimes that happens, and that's okay, cause he's one of the uns like us. But I work in the Lollipop Guild now, so I'm doing my best and my part to serve the wizard like I'm supposed to, so that way our family can do better. So it's okay. It didn't mean to happen.
Exodus, your question.
I feel like, again, we know this. Exodus is a busybody. Did you have a funeral for you said, was it your father, your grandfather?
He was my uncle.
Your uncle. player to player, did you have a funeral for this character?
That we are aware of. We just know that he, because he was branded an unlucky, an something, he no longer was in the good graces. He technically broke a law within the lands of Wizard of Oz. So we never saw. We know he went to jail. He was supposed to have been forgiven. And that's the last we know. We are just supposed to do better so we don't become any of the uns.
And again, I'm doing this as a flashback because, sowing seeds of destruction and all that. And I will say, as like to my fellow players, if you wish to join me in my flashbacks, please do. I feel as though Exodus would look at, one moment, I got to look up character names again. I would think they would find Sona and, casually walk up to him and say, "You say it's not the wizard's fault, but the wizard is all powerful, all immortal. Couldn't they have righted their wrong? Made them better themselves? Helped them? Cultivated them? Raised them up from the ground up? But yet, they're not here anymore. And it was the wizard who did that, who made them like that."
It wasn't exactly the wizard. Oho really was unlucky. He was really accident prone, and the wizard was gonna forgive him. He told us so. He sent us a message that he let him out of jail, and he said that everything would be okay. So he worked really hard, and there was just an accident. But
what was the accident? And why didn't the wizard protect them?
Well,
the all-powerful, all-knowing wizard. You first.
I think the wizard's just really busy, and maybe he grants everybody's wishes, so maybe that's just a wish that can't be granted. But I think he
all-powerful
did what he
God
could.
can't grant a single wish of protection? Interesting. Very interesting.
Stan, you got a question? You're muted again.
Dang nabbit. I would also like to do mine in the form of a flashback.
Yes, you're more than welcome to.
Not many people know this, but Stannick also has an un in his family. Stannick's father, Mortic the Unwelcome. But that is for a later point. I'm gonna. So you said that there was loads of things happened, and I imagine the uns fairly know each other. If an un is in a family, other uns know about it and such. And I think that at some point after Sona's uncle's passing, Stannick wanted to, try and do something to cheer Sona up. Because Sona's always this, bubbly, smiley person. And but I think that his nerves and entire disposition just got the better of him. What he ended up doing was just leaving something on a doorstep and running away. But what he will have left is a little almost like a little clockwork box. One of those ones that you crank up and it makes the little tinkly tunes, and it plays the tune of the Lollipop Guild. Mm-hmm. And as it plays, it opens up into a little clockwork brass and emerald stained glass 4-leafed clover with just the words "Nothing's ever unlucky" around the oh no, sorry, not "Nothing's ever unlucky." May nothing ever again be unlucky. But left nothing to say who did it or whatever. He just kind of absolutely dropped it, ran, his bottle cracked. Oh shit, that's a Scottish thing. His nerves ran out. And
there it is. I am forever using that now, though.
His bottle cracked, squeaky bum cheeks, that's how we say it in Scotland. So as it comes back to the,
all right.
he just is like, as Sona's talking about it, he becomes so grossly interested in the door, which has already been fixed, but he's just like, I'm just going to keep every now and again making extended S sounds whenever he speaks, because as his nerves get the better of him, he can't help but like elongate S sounds.
Okay. I blanked. I'm so sorry. Ivor, question.
As long as you didn't say Ivor. But once again, going, Sona, just quick question for you there. Your uncle and your passing, that it was an accident, and that he's gone dearly missed and all that. Did you ever suspect that it wasn't an accident? That something happened to him from an outside force? Or did any of your family members ever suspect that there was something more to it than what was being fed into your ears?
And she's gonna look at the guard and then also the driver and just kind of mess with her fingers, looking down.
Our family really doesn't talk about that much. We just kind of accept that it was what it was. So we're doing,
And she keeps repeating it.
what we have to do better. So, again, but
And then she gets even quieter.
maybe my uncle maybe said something one time. But it's fine. It probably was nothing. It's okay. We're out here. It's okay.
I need you to ask yourself two little questions now. What is fine, and what is better? Because better, improving oneself, can mean many things. I thought I knew the answer before. I don't. And I've been closer to that man than most. So what does better in the eyes of the wizard look like to you?
Ooh.
He keeps us all safe. And sometimes safety is sacrifice.
Those two words are not equal. To sacrifice oneself means that you are no longer safe.
You will watch the mysterious figure just looking back and forth, and you will hear shit under her breath. So, Stannick, before we get to your question, though, Brann, there was a lovely donation of $25 for you to do the Princess voice. I think I said that word right.
Well, I must give the public what they want.
Heck yeah, I love that.
I did not plan for this guy to be so Pentious coded, and then when you asked what our characters looked like, I panicked.
We now need someone to do an Aussie accent for Cherry Bomb.
I am awful at it. Will not be attempted. But yeah, he's like, no, don't do it. I have an Australian friend who will be like, dude. And I'll be like, oh, my bad. I tried.
I've got family in Melbourne, Victoria, but I don't think I can do both. Like,
Don't look at me.
All right.
I didn't pick up that skill.
For the question for Stannick as the mysterious figure looks at you. Stannick, question for you again. The Wizard of Oz made a dire threat before this journey began. Do you think he'll carry it out?
so as it's asked, I think that at this point, like Stannick is like, fixing. Then when it's asked, he just kind of freezes and kind of turns and. Well, I would hope that he wouldn't. but he is the great and powerful Oz, and therefore he probably would. I hope he doesn't, because I'm doing my best, to be good, for good.
Okay. With that, you watch as the mysterious figure just.
This has a question.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go. Exodus, what's your question? I'm so sorry, I didn't see you.
No, you're good. I think as he says, as words, names, as Orton says all this, Exodus just looks at them and says, "What was the threat? Why would a benevolent being need to threaten his people? Strange, isn't it, that a man all powerful that has all the magic in the world wants to threaten those beneath him, sacrifice those beneath him, cause those to disappear. What was this threat, old friend, old chap?"
Well, my family does have something of a sordid and tainted past. And, well, as you know, within our community, people can be incredibly judgmental about origins and whatnot. And, well, he has threatened to make it publicly known about my family's particular beginnings.
Why is he afraid of you? As I say that, Natalie has a question.
Natalie.
I mean, you can. I will just be hearing all of this on the side, and I will probably speak up as this conversation is going on and say, perhaps the wizard is only saying what he is meant to. Perhaps he is only reading a script, and nobody knows why.
A script? Made by who? You mean to tell me that our god has a puppeteer as well? So who's truly in charge then?
'Tis not your place to know. 'Tis not your place to question. We are here to be in the charge of the wonderful Wizard of Oz for reasons. And he has been nothing but kind.
Nothing but kind, but people have disappeared. He has made threats to those beneath him. He has broken hearts, but we're not supposed to know. How do you build trust when you hold so many secrets? Terrible things secrets are. They have so much power over you, as we see with our friend.
How do you seek to better a system when your true intention is to put yourself simply in that seat which you have made vacant? And he says that as if he's trying to get a little bit of spine in there, but the moment he says it and looks at Exodus, the spine disappears. And he just kind of panic freezes, like, oh no, the inside voice came outside.
And Exodus is going to look at you and say, no, continue with that thought. Continue. A vacant seat. Continue.
I have said too much.
The mysterious figure will go. We are nearing close, aren't we, Captain? And the captain just, yes, we are nearing close. Well, it seems that there's going to be grand affairs and things of that nature. That we have one last sprinkle of questions and just answer them to the best of your ability, quickly if you can. Before we get there, this is very important, yes? I will continue, Captain, unless you have any questions. You hear the captain goes, no. The camera will pan out from the carriage once again. And Apparently, I can't read and talk at the same time. The camera will pan out once again. And you will see the old man in front has fell asleep where the horses are. He's just, and you will all hear this kind of ricocheting sound as the cart will kind of hit a rock and will pop him straight in the forehead. And he goes, "Oh, I wasn't sleeping." And as he looks out, he will see the grand castle of the Wizard of Oz. And he goes, "Almost there." As we pan back into the carriage once again, the mysterious figure goes, "Once again, I'm going to ask you the last of these questions before we finally get there. Please answer quickly if you can. Exodus." And you will see that when she looks at Exodus, she is very uncomfortable while she is asking this question. Some would say the Wizard of Oz is not your leader. Why do you serve him anyway?
Such a very interesting question as they dunk their cane on the carriage. Seeing as our wizard may be a puppet, as they look over to, again, names, whoop, as they look over to Madame Yonlu. Every world needs a leader, or at least a figurehead for a vacant seat until someone comes along and fills it. The proper leader. I serve them until their use has ran out. And then when our rightful ruler, or rulers, or the people, yes, the people, I feel as though the people would lead better. But until then, until they have woken up, until they have figured out that we can do this, we can invent things. We can take charge of our lives. We can take control of our destinies. We don't need someone who is, and they look over to Ivor. We don't need someone who is behind a curtain, who puts up facades, and then it's like you see who they truly are, and the next thing you know, they're not who they once were or who they claim to be. A figurehead. A guise, a disguise. Someone who says they're benevolent, but looks over to names. Looks over to Sonu and says, makes someone disappear, causes an accident to happen, even though they say they forgive them. Give someone all intents and purposes, a low-class position, and they look over to Mim. And then has someone acts as their crony to keep secrets for them, when that person probably has more power in the room than anyone else, as they look over to Madame Yonlu again. I'm just waiting for this chessboard to get flipped. That's all.
Madame Yonlu?
I think Mim was first.
Oh, Mim.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but Mim just kind of looks over to names. I am equally horrible with names, and I don't have any lists. Exodus.
You know, throughout the entirety of this journey, you seem like you've been pretty upset with the wizard. I mean, I don't need to be nosy, but, you know, to be nosy. Why?
Let it be known that the wizard likes to give promises, as we've seen. The wizard likes to put on a face and say, they can do this, they can do that, they can do all these great things. Yet they don't. They put on airs, they put on a face, they give you a pretty speech. They build these beautiful towers to do what? trap their inventions inside there, while the rest of us are out here suffering. They work us as slaves. And let's be real, as he looks around to the rest of the crew in here. Do we have rights? Honestly, truly. Does the wizard look at us and say that we are equal? Very weird to have someone who comes in, shows us all this great things, and then suddenly we're lesser than them. You aren't from here, but we're lesser than you? That is strange, is it not? Shouldn't it be you that's looking to us to help elevate you, but you want to put us below? Okay. Very, very strange, as they once again thunk their cane onto the carriage.
This otter's spitting bars. Madam Yonlu.
You're saying you are waiting until the chessboard flips. And what will you do then? Do you wish to lead? Do you wish to conquer? Do you wish to uprise? What is it that you have asked from the wizard himself that he has not given?
Rightful change, good change, meaningful change. But as we've seen, the change that he tries to bring has caused some form of injury, some form of harm. People have been killed. Let's circle back to that harm part as they look at you, Madam Yonlu, and they're looking directly towards that singed part of your wing. They make it so that other people can't speak as they look to, I want to call you Sir Pinches so bad, but you're not Sir Pinches, as they look to Orton, who have better ideas, who can help others craft their better ideas. I do not wish to be this. I would not want to be a soul ruler, because guiding people alone by yourself, that's crazy. But a representative for every group from every corner of the world, to assist one another, to uplift one another. That's what I would love to see. But if it all goes to hell in a handbasket and just chaos reigns, well, that's one way for things to change. And then someone comes up and usurps power. And then if they show themselves worthy, congrats. If not, well, we have a job to do, don't we?
Well, we are all here because we are so close to the wizard himself. He is very trusting of us. Why haven't you talked to him yourself?
Oh, I have. But you know how the wizard is, seeing as you know many secrets about him.
Qui.
Stannick, question.
Muted.
You're still muted. I think you're muted on your mic, though. Uh-oh.
Sure, has muted.
There you go.
There you go.
Sorry.
Stannick is going to kind of like second, like you know, not even really thinking of, just in kind of panic mode. Again, outside, inside voice coming outside, just like, actually, he doesn't wear a face. He just hides behind a big metal one. And then just kind of looks again like, I said too much.
Say more.
Just slowly recedes into the high starched collar.
Okay. With that, Ivor, question for you. Just, she has not broke eye contact with Exodus, but then she will then break it and move to Ivor. Your question is, you once saved the Wizard of Oz's life. How?
with the amount of inventions that I made for him, there are always going to be some that malfunctioned, broke, didn't work as well as intended. But of course, he wanted to be the one to push the big red button. He always wanted to be the one to present my offerings as his, and to prove to everyone that they were his. He wanted to be the one to activate them, to show that they were his. They were all his. But of course, accidents happen. Mistakes are made. One push of a red button causing sparks upon sparks, causing flashes of light where they should not be, causing green flashes to emerge, causing a shower of yellow hail emerge and descend from the sky. But of course, the wizard always has a plan for his mistakes, doesn't he? But in order to make those plans for those mistakes, he has to live long enough to see them. And being the fool that I was back in those days, of course it was up to me. It was up to me to save him. Constantly. Save the wizard's life once? Once! Only once. Who do you think protected him when the foundation of what would become the yellow brick road sheltered him and pushed him to one side? Who do you think it was who pushed the wizard into cover when the green sparks, becoming the magic that we know, began to erupt from a mistake of a machine that I should have called mine?
You will watch as the mysterious figure gives the expression of, my bad, I shouldn't have asked. As she just slowly turns to Madame Yonlu and just kind of look back at Ivor like, And I would like to imagine that where Ivor is, there's just a darkness, and then right on its leg is just this cute thing.
The one little ball of light that is slowly but surely getting suffocated by the darkness.
Madam Yonlu, your next question. The Wizard of Oz once expressed a desire you knew you couldn't fulfill. What have you done about it?
Well, the wizard asked for me to go spread the news about his great findings and of all of these inspirational antics that he has over in Oz. But since the accident, I don't fly too much anymore. So it is with great regret that I am unable to carry that news out. I am more so one for walking. So I wish to spread the kindness that the wizard has shown as much as possible, but I know that there is always going to be those who do not see it the way that I have, because I have had such a close watch on him since the beginning.
Mim, you have a question?
Yeah, Mim's eyes at hearing this explanation just kind of get like that wide teacup saucer, very sad look, and start doing like the watery wobbly thing.
Does you need a hug?
Oh, it is quite all right. Unless you need a hug, I am.
Glob. Just hug.
Holds onto my stork leg, and I'm just like,
Thank me.
I'll be back, don't worry.
Exodus.
Just like speaking the word hug, and it's just like blob.
Exodus, your question.
I think as Madame Yonlu says that they're no longer, I believe you said that they're no longer close to the wizard, correct?
I said that she wishes she could express like the goodness about the wizard because they are so close.
I think Exodus would look at you with a very peculiar face, one that is like almost accusatory, as a wide grin goes across their face. And if you've ever seen otters' teeth, don't look at otters' teeth. They're very terrifying. He simply just says, you wish to be close to the wizard.
It is not a wish if it is true.
You're attached to the wizard.
Is a mother attached to their children? Yes.
Or a lover.
No.
Attached to.
It is
No.
more. When you find a stray cat, and the cat has nowhere to go, and you welcome him home, provide him food, provide him warmth, provide him an ear. That is the attachment that I have with the wizard. Has he found his own way? Yes. But he still keeps me close. He keeps me mindful. And he assures to express the same help and generosity that I did then. Love is there, but it is not of that kind of love.
Yet love makes you turn a blind eye, all the same.
I got this. Mim. The figure, the mysterious figure turns to you. And we'll go your next question is the Queen or the Wizard of Oz trusts you, but no one else in the royal court does. Why?
Well, there may or may not have been an incident wherein there was one particular courtier who I'm not going to name any names, rather than her, was walking through my stables and happened to be really mean to one of my horses. I don't trust no one that's mean to my horses. That's as simple as it gets. The wizard and I have an understanding. He is sweet to my horses and ought to treat them well. As long as you treat my horses good, kind of looks up at the guy that abandoned his horses just to bang into our carriage, then we swear.
You would hear just a Madam Yonlu. Question.
As the keeper of the horses of different colors, do they have particular sweets that they like the most?
So it's different things for different horses. I find some of them don't like sweets at all. It's the weirdest thing. They walk up with sugar cubes and they spit in your face. Some of them they walk up with carrots and they try to poop on you. It's the weirdest thing. They're all individual personalities.
Huh. Sona. Almost a pleading look from the mysterious figure. And she just slowly moves and turns and look at you and go, Sona, please. Your last question. What do you do for the Wizard of Oz that no one else could?
Well, it's in my name. I'm Sona Sunshine, so I bring a lot of light. My job is to bring the flowers in to the city to make it look prettier. All the sunflowers trimmed in gold, so that way it makes the Emerald City shine a little bit brighter. So that's kind of what my family and I do. Since we're just simple farmers, but we work really hard, and I don't think anybody else can do it quite like us.
Okay. You will watch as the figure looks to Stannick, who I'm assuming is still nervously chink 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 on the door. No, you're muted still.
Sorry, I keep muting myself. He's like fully receded into his like high starch collar now. He's like, oh no, I've given away too much.
You will watch as she looks towards the door, cannot find you. Look back as Stannick is curled up on the seat with their mouth covered, and they will go, your last question? If you're okay with that. You saw the Wizard of Oz do something terrible. Did you come to respect him more or less afterward?
I got this question the last time we played. This question haunts me. I nearly did it there. I nearly said serpentious. I nearly did it. Stannick is going to, freeze, just staring at this stranger. I don't think someone who is as good and as powerful as Oz claims to be. And then it's like the air deflates out of him. Should ever have to do the things that I've seen him do. In the ways and for the reasons in which he does them. No person who's good or powerful or wonderful should ever have to resort to those means. And I guess that means I don't respect them.
Not the sneaky face from accident, just the
freezes as he says it out loud, and it's like, oh, that was the inside voice that if any inside voice should have stayed inside, it was that one.
You will watch as the captain of the guard stands up in the carriage. This 7-foot massive man, shoulders hit the top of the carriage, standing over Stannick. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you correctly. You might say that shit again.
I could say something else instead.
What? And as he's about to,
oh, damn it.
You all watch as the camera pans out of the carriage again. You see a blur movement, another blur movement, and then you all will hear as you see the witch. To me, my pretties! As you see thousands of flying monkeys rolling through the clouds. And as the group finally reaches the pinnacle, the porch, the front gates of the Wizard of Oz, as horns blare, these alarms, you watch as the captain of the guard, "You're lucky, Stannick. Lucky!" As he just doesn't even open a door, just bursts out the door, breaks it again, completely destroying your work. You watch as the mysterious figure, "Oh no, Mother's here, Mother, no, this is so bad." And you will watch as in her panic, the mask falls off and you will see this beautiful green face, this beautiful long black hair. And she goes, "We need to go to the wizard and defend him now. Now, hurry. As she rushes everyone out of the carriage. And you all are now being rushed into the palace, where we will ask the last question of the night. The Wizard of Oz is under attack. Do you defend him? And with this, we will go around the table, and I would like for either a thumbs up or a thumbs down. When I count down to 1 on 1, give me your answers. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit. That is the coolest thing that has ever happened for me. Holy hell. So, with that, you watch as the green and black-haired woman pushes you forward and, okay, we're inside. I think we should be safe. You watch as the captain of the guard, boom, lands down and slams the giant door shut to the gate. You will then hear another. Oop, hold on, sorry. You will hear another. As glass shatter. As you all are now in front of the queen. And from behind this large podium, this enormous podium, you will hear the voice of the Wizard of Oz. Protect me, or suffer thine consequences. But please help me. This is a lot right now. Okay? Just help me. You know me. We're cool, right? With that, we're going to go around the table for one last time. Starting with Exodus. What do you do in this moment?
You know, statistically speaking, and funny enough, we do have a zoologist here to say if my measurements are correct. Otters are about 9 to 20 inches at the shoulder, so they're about 9 to 20 inches high. Very small beings. Would you say that they can fit into very tight spaces and able to basically squiggle around?
Oh yeah.
Depending on the species of otter, yeah, they can get in some pretty tight spaces.
The problem with the Emerald City and its defenses, a lot of tubing, a lot of structural integrity issues. Doesn't take much for a tiny creature to get inside and just say, ka-chink, 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 and laminate those issues. The doors were closed. I imagine multiple doors were closed, and I can imagine that maybe there's this is Oz, a barrier went up, if possible, if at all. All you would see happen is the doors go as steam comes out of them. opening up slowly. As you just see a little otter on top of the wall, grinning ear to ear, cape billowing in the back. As they just hold their cane in front of them, clunk it down 3 times. It's good to be home.
Ooh, child. You will hear from behind the curtain, Traitor! Traitor! Ivor, what do you do? You're muted.
I look at the captain. I look towards the queen. And I look towards where our cowardly, lying, conniving scum of a leader has hidden away, begging for his life. I look to him and I simply I shout out, "What is my name?" You know it. What is my name?
A friend, a lovely citizen of the city, of course.
How long has it been, dear friend? How long's it been since I was first under your employ? A year? 2? 5? 10? More than that.
You will hear a, "Oh shit, is that Igor?" from the back.
I would like to cast "fuck you" on that guy in particular. Right? Okay.
With that.
And there it is. There it is. You all heard what he said. What he just told me. Igor. It's Ivor. For the last 15 years, it's been Ivor. And for the last time, as a reminder, you are nothing without Ivor.
My bad. And with that, Madam Yonlu, what is your reaction to this? Or what do you do?
So as we are being surrounded and as the wizard is calling for help, Madam Yonlu is going to go towards the podium and pull a big golden rope up and down with her legs a few times. And hundreds of Winkies are going to come into the grand lobby area where we all are. And she's going to stand tall upon the podium and say, "Winkies, protect your wizard. Do what you have been trained to do. It is your final hour." And
Yes, ma'am! As they all in synchronization. With these giant protector hats on with their tiny little daggers. All make their way out. As you will see the flying monkeys and these creatures crash into each other, fighting for Mother and the wizard. Mim, what do you do in this moment?
Mim, whenever we enter this little lobby area, kind of leaps on to one of the horses, one of the many colored horses from the stalls, and just, "All right, everybody, time to set the road." Whoa, that's a lot of drama. Oh, what's that? How did you get up there? She just kind of gets distracted by everybody else. She's still doing her thing. She's got a crop in one hand and she's running the door. But what happened?
Mim is standing on the horse, is confused as this war is happening, and you will hear the Wizard of Oz says, "Yeah, get him, yeah, ooh, left, right, left, duck, oh my God, oh my me." Sona, what are you doing?
As everything is going into chaos, Sona is like fumbling into her pearlescent gold dress and she pulls out a lollipop that has a green wrapper. She undoes the wrapper and it is a golden sucker. It almost shimmers and shines similar to her dress. She takes a crack into it with her teeth, and as she does, it expands into a giant spear with the very tip of it being a candied lollipop sunflower. And she's gonna stand and go, "Stand your ground, the lollipop guild will guard you." And as strong as she can, she holds it up ready to defend the wizard.
You will hear, "We got to back, madam," as you will see more lollipop guild spearmen rush out from the inside of the city. "Onward!" And that is when you all will hear as the larger than life giant flying monkey has made its way to the battle, as the doors has been swung open by Exodus, allowing this creature to Stannick, what do you do?
First off, I just want to say I love that in this medieval world of Oz that the Lollipop Guild is a phalanx. Love it. All here for that. Right, so Stannick stands frozen, looking between the maniacal evil genius of an otter standing on top of the gates and cackling while thunder strikes, and then looks over at everybody defending the wizard and goes backwards, and he runs over to the captain, grabs him and goes, "I have an idea." And he drags him over to where all the big kind of like switches and levers and everything are, and he starts just rambling in physics. And he's just like,
"What are you doing, boy?"
"It's too complicated. Just stand there." And then he goes, "Oh wait, hold this," and he hands a rope to him.
All right. What? Okay. Yes.
And then he goes, and blah blah blah. He keeps pulling the things. Rearrange things. There's steam hissing everywhere. And then he goes, "And then by proper execution of Bernoulli's principle and the laws of motion, I invite you to enact them." And then he pulls out a small pair of scissors and cuts a rope.
What?
"I invite you to defy gravity."
You will watch.
As he cuts that thing that flew up opens the curtains to show the wizard, and all the steam vents hiss and bulge and pop, so the big head powered by steam just bulges and warps abnormally and then crashes to the ground, and he just starts laughing maniacally as he's just completely lost the plot at this point.
You will watch as the captain is now lighting rocket into the sun. As the false head of the wizard rolls on the ground, you will hear, "Oh, wow, whoa, Stannick." My friend, as you will all watch this very skinny, very should be young but also old looking man make his way out from behind all the illusions and trickery, as this is the first time in many years that you all have seen the Wizard of Oz. His hair is unbearably long, almost touching the ground. His beard is unkept and not done. His eyes, multiple bags under it. He goes, That's it. That is it. Traitor. Friend. You, which We used to be family. We're done. You all will hear. Die! And you will see lightning bolts out of her fingers as he jumps very scaredly as his barrier and everything cuts to black. And with that, we are ending line session tonight. Holy schmoly. Thank you guys very, very much for joining us. Thank you for those who donated, you lovely, beautiful people. We got another last donation of $10 from Games in a Bunker. Thank you so much for that. Which means that puts us at $160, which is absolutely amazing. And that means we have provided a lot of means for the starving families. So thank you very, very much. And thank you to my lovely, lovely players, which we will do our lovely outros in reverse order. We would start with Stannick, but they're not here. We will get to them when they come back. So we will start with Sona. Kirin, could you please?
I am Kirin Workslayer on all platforms and social media. I have played Sona Sunshine for you of the Lollipop Guild. It has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have donated and given back to these families. It means a lot.
And now, Brann or Stannick Orton. Your outro, please.
Hi, I am Brann, Oops All Brands, or World Tree Quest, and I have had the absolute honour and pleasure of playing Stannick Orton for you all today. And thank you to everybody that's donated. It's going to a great cause, and it's going to help so many people. Thank you so much.
All right. Farm-grown nerd who played a meme.
Hey everybody, I am Kelsey at FarmGrown Nerd on most every social. Thank you all so much for donating to our cause. It's been a wonderful evening.
The lovely facilitator of this whole entire thing, Natalie. You played Madame Yonlu.
Hi everyone, I am Natalie. I have been Madame Yonlu throughout this game. Thank you all again so much for all of your incredible donations, and please come and see us again next month, where we'll be doing another For the Cause for another amazing cause. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here.
The lovely Flame who played Ivor, not Igor.
Not Igor. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I am Flame. This, fun fact, was my very first For the Queens game, and I loved it. It was so fun to partake in. I am on TikTok and other social medias, though not as active as I used to be. Probably returning sometime next year. Thank you guys so much for watching and for raising this much money for such an amazing cause.
And last but never least, the one who played Exodus, Blackwell.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? My name is Blackwell, your everyman in the TTRPG/D&D verse here on the interwebs. I'm just here to show you that, hey, you can do this too. You can tell a fabulous story with some fabulous people, and then you return to your 9 to 5 the next day, or if you're like me, you have a 6:30, 7:30, 8:30 wake-up call from your residential kaiju. I'm just here to show you that I'm your everyman and that you can be doing this too. And I appreciate y'all donating today to help families out during this holiday season. Honestly, we all need a little bit of help out here. Continue doing what you've been doing.
All right. And I have been TookIGuess, or Took, or Took of Oz. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Natalie, for allowing me to be the lovely facilitator and to run this game. I hope you guys enjoyed what I have done here. And I am very happy with how this turned out, because I was nervous as fuck. But I quickly got the nerves out. Thanks to my lovely players, and I can now all call you friends. And you will never get rid of me. And I am like a roach; I will always survive. You're welcome. With that being said, you can find me everywhere at TookIGuess, especially on the Twitchies and the TikTokies. And I have a channel called Wishful Thinking Folios, aka What the Fuck, where I will be doing a lot of reviews on TCRPGs, games, and shows just like this. So that way I can spread all the love and all the appreciation that all of my friends and all of the other people who are making really, really cool things are doing. And the really cool thing happened. I have a podcast I am on called Stories Told Again, and we got nominated for the New York City Web Fest Awards. We didn't win, but it was great that we got nominated out of amazing people. that one podcast that did one. So if you guys are interested in that, find us everywhere at Stories Told Again, especially on Spotify and YouTube. With that being said, Natalie.
Thank you all again so much for being here. We hope to see you in the next story. And thank you all for helping us bring forth change with every story at a time. Until next time, say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Catch y'all around.
Bye, everybody.